Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Falcons, the Men of Northeast Catholic. I just wanted to say thank you for everybody for all the well wishes. It's a tough time for me right now, and my guest today and his brother also sent me well wishes, and I just again wanted to thank the North Catholic community, family, and friends. It means a lot to me, and I'm going to get through this, Sig. So, who am I joined by today?
Ziggy Morawski, also known as Junior, class of '63.
So should I call you Sig or should I call you Junior?
Well, Sig these days.
So what do you think about the backdrop here? The North Catholic Irish.
Oh, yeah. I see. What are you getting ready for, Dagwoods or something this weekend?
Well, speaking of that, yeah, I will have to throw a shot out there to, for the Dagwoods too. But I stole this thing. I saw Kevin McGettigan on the North Catholic Summer Reunion page, and I was kind of a little weird about the backdrop thing, but actually this one looks pretty cool. Usually when you move, you kind of get distorted, but it's actually working well. I guess green's my color.
That's good. you check my sign up there at Failship.
Yeah, I see that. So Sig, you ready to take a walk back down memory lane at Northeast Catholic High School?
Will do. Hit it, John, hit it.
All right, Sig. So I'm sure we can all agree that North Catholic has some really amazing teachers and oblates. During your stint at Northeast Catholic High School, who would have been your favorite teacher, oblate, or even both?
Teacher, probably Jack Friel. I had him for Latin for a couple of years. And favorite oblate, probably Dan McLernan, my soccer coach.
So you were a soccer guy as well, huh?
Soccer guy, baseball, bowled, and back in that day, intramural basketball. We won the championship my senior year.
Oh wow! So what position did you play in soccer?
Was a goaltender.
Really?
Goaltender, yeah.
And really, how did you guys fare?
Well, in the fall of '62, which was my senior year, because the soccer season goes through December and the school year ends in '63. So my senior year, '62, we had a record of 19 wins, no losses, no ties, and we won the city championship.
How many clean sheets did you have?
Well, the thing is, in those days, I had several clean sheets, but in a lot of the games we ended up being ahead by a lot. And Father McLernan turned around and put in a lot of subs, and which gave time for the other people to put time in to get their varsity letters. And so I had about 9, 10 clean sheets.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Back when I played soccer as a youngster, going into high school, we had a select soccer team, and I had, well, just an indoor. Indoor's a completely different game, but I had a lot of clean sheets as well. But
okay.
So, Sig, how do you think North Catholic guided you to where you are today?
Well, it expanded. I came from Port Richmond. I came from a Polish Catholic school, St. Albert's, and that was a pretty tight community, Polish nuns and stuff like that, pretty rigid. Coming into North, all of a sudden, instead of being Pan Morawski in school, I was Sig or Ziggy or Junior, and it opened me up to being a little more comfortable and understanding of myself better, and being able to develop my own character as a person growing through the early teens, through the middle teens.
Very cool. So, so you graduated in 1963. So, what was it? 59 was your freshman year?
Right.
So, I'm assuming were you still a part of that, where the freshman class actually still didn't get a chance to go into the main building yet? Were you still a part of that era?
No, that that ended about a year or two before. The annexes were at St. Anne's and St. Lad's maybe. But my class, the entire class came in. We were small enough, I guess, at that time to enter into the classrooms at North.
Oh, wow. So how many classmates did you guys graduate in 63?
We had, I believe, it was in the 500s, 522.
Okay. If you could look back in time, and it could be anything from sports, your everyday at North Catholic, what would have been your fondest memory?
Oh gosh, I had really so many fond memories at North Catholic. There were the sporting events where we won city championships, where we won Catholic League championships in bowling, where we got to meet and interact with people that were interesting. Father Walsh, of course, being one of them, Manabi Walsh. Just trying to think. To me, the entire experience at North Catholic was an overwhelming one because there were so many good things that came along. They just blended together through 4 years. I got involved in a lot of sports, a lot of school activities, including the school newspaper and student council eventually, which came along in my senior year. And all of these just sort of blended together to compose a total fond memory of the entire experience from 59 through 63.
So in 63, trying to compare to North Catholic cafeteria food, did you ever have an opportunity back then to purchase any of the great food in the cafeteria? And what was Ziggy's go-to food?
Funny you should ask. Funny you should ask, because the good dear ladies in the cafeteria grabbed a hold of me one day in my senior year and said, "We need someone to open soda bottles at lunch." And for that, I would get a soda bottle and maybe a hot dog to go on my way after having worked through that. I did enjoy the fish cakes on Friday, though. I like that fish cake with the real white bread.
Especially during Lent, right?
Especially during Lent, right. That was a fun memory, that's for sure.
Did you guys have the direction of intention, the prayer before class?
Yes, we did.
Do you remember it?
Oh, if I had a few more minutes, I might put it together. Or if you could start it, maybe I could finish.
I'll start it off for you. My God, I give you this class.
Please give me the grace to
conduct myself during it in a manner most pleasing to you.
That's it.
God be blessed.
God be blessed.
So where was your locker at in school, Sig? Were you like down by the cafeteria area? Because again, in 63, North Catholic was stacked. So, and during my era, the lockers down in there were all barred. They were shut off. We didn't have that many students. Well, what was your experience with lockers?
There was one between where the tokens were given out in that section. And I remember we had a study hall down there, and a memory that rings rings a bell for me by having been in that area was that we had a guy in class who, instead of doing studying, had a dice game going on. And the charge to get into the dice game was your books. You would raise, whatever book you had or composition book, and I don't know what he did with the dice or with the cards or whatever he was playing with, but he won a lot. And
were the dice rigged?
In the dice ring, and he would take the books and he would put them into his locker in that area, And in order to get it out, he charged a fee because you couldn't go to class without your books or else you'd have jug.
Let me go on by saying, before we go any further, that I've been assured by past disciplinarians that there's a disclaimer and you will not get in trouble and you will not have jug for anything mentioned now during the time that happened in North Catholic.
That was a fond memory.
Oh,
That was
wow.
a fond memory.
Hey, so I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, that I enjoyed remembering that. Thank you.
So let me ask you a question. Back then, there was a lot of tickets being sold to freshmen for, I'm hearing, to go see the Falcon fly, and was the one I heard about. And then when I was there, it was the swimming pool up on the roof. What kind of tickets were being sold in '63?
Yeah, the swimming pool was a big one because you could see on top of the auditorium where there was the ladder that would take you up above and beyond what was the roof to the auditorium, I think. And some people were given the idea that this would be a good thing to do because nobody else knew about it except the people that were selling you the ticket.
Jug,
I didn't
justice,
buy one.
justice under God. Oh, you didn't buy a ticket, huh?
Somebody had told me about that before I got there, I think.
That's good. Well, thank God.
Yep.
Justice under God, otherwise known as Jug. Was Ziggy, were you a participant in Jug, or were you a good guy?
I didn't know who. Well, I don't think you could ever go through 4 years at North without ever having stepped into that hollowed hall in the lunchroom. And there were times when entire classes were put in there by various teachers. And I wasn't a regular. I did make it, and
Yeah.
I did get to do homework when you were allowed to do it. But then sometimes the mentor had said, you can't even do your homework here. You just got to sit there. Something we really did bad. That was one of the times I remember. I think someone stole a fire extinguisher in the building, and we weren't allowed to leave school until the extinguisher was returned. Turns out it took 2 full days in Jug for the entire class, and we were let out at 5 o'clock because they couldn't leave us there any longer. And I think the priest had to go over and eat their dinner. So at 5 o'clock we were dismissed, and we had to come back the next day and spend. And eventually the fire extinguisher was returned, and the person who we found out who did it was ostracized for the rest of the year.
Here's a good question for you, Zig. Do you remember your prom at North Catholic by any chance?
I don't remember proms at North Catholic. I remember proms outside of North. My wife went to Little Flower, by the way.
Okay.
But I wasn't a prom guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
At
Hey,
the time.
you know, you'd be surprised after a lot of the guys I interviewed, like myself, I didn't get a chance to do my my senior prom. My son last year, graduate of Franklintown, didn't get a chance to do his prom because of COVID. My daughter this year, so it's
Right.
yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
True that.
Yeah. So let's see, 2009. You know, we get that infamous word that North Catholic was going to close its doors for good. You know, you had a lot of great memories there with friends at the dice ring, the swimming pool, up the ladder. And when you get that word, what goes through your mind?
Just disappointment, real disappointment. I know my brother's son was going there at the time, and he was going to be in one of the last classes there. And we just finished up. He played soccer there for a couple of years. And the thing that really kept me going, however, is that over the years, I've attended just about every 5-year class reunion and still have a lot of contact with the guys from my class. We get together for the 5-year reunions, and in between that, there are times when we end up in Ocean City, perhaps, and then maybe 10 to a dozen of us come together, have lunch, and spend a couple hours shooting the breeze. So in our hearts and in our sense of being, we're still part of, the school still exists in our hearts and in our souls. The building, just passed there the other day, I saw this sign up there, Mater something on where Northeast Catholic used to be.
Yeah.
Mater Dei or Mater Della Rosa, not Mater Della Rosa, that was the church up in Frankfurt. But whatever that is, I look at it, I see the building, but I know that it's not in the, or Cristo Rey, I think, it might be Cristo Rey.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. It's something I never asked anybody. You said you get an opportunity to drive past the school, and I have done it on occasion. Have you ever driven past that school and not just look at it as a building, but look at Northeast Catholic and actually physically picture times that you spent there?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I when I look at the front steps, I remember a photographer in our senior year. He looked at me. He said, "You're in too many pictures in the yearbook. I need a guy to be out on the steps here, coming up down the steps." And I grabbed a hold of my classmates on the hallway. I said, "Hey, Charlie, you want to get into a picture for the yearbook?" And rushed them in there. So that comes to me when I go past the middle of the building where the walkway is from the school to the faculty house, the old faculty house. I think about the dedication underneath there to the people who lost their lives fighting for America. And remember going past back and forth through that area, in school, and always giving it a little pause to think about. And the mind drifts and attaches itself to the building and brings back those memories.
Someone's
I remember another time, just outside the school, I saw two of our faculty members at lunchtime walking up past the faculty house and then moving over across the street and ending up in the Erie O for lunch. That was the bar up at O and Erie underneath the L.
Is that your class ring you have on?
Got it.
Oh, wow. What's it say on the side?
Tanui Nek Dimitam.
Okay.
I have it, will not let it go.
Do you have any North Catholic memorabilia you'd like to show anybody standing by?
I don't have anything standing by. No, I don't. A lot of the stuff that I had is really quite old, and has seen its day. I don't have it. My letters from school. My yeah, I had the yearbook. I still have the yearbook, but I don't have very much else left in terms of clothing and stuff like that. I do have shirts from my nephew, the soccer from the time that he was playing. I have that up in my drawer.
So would you like to give a shout out to any of the guys that you hung out at with North Catholic that might be watching this video that you haven't seen in a while?
That I haven't seen in a while. That's I see these guys a lot during the course of the year. Eddie McKenna, Mikey Bispels, Frank Quayle, Jack McGann every now and then I see. Joe Gatto, the Moose from St. Bonnie's, forgetting his name. Johnny Musial, of course, big guy in the Alumni Association for a number of years and honored by the Alumni Association. I see him every now and then. Tom Sawinski, a guy who spent some time in Nam and suffered some problems, and we've been friends for a number of years. Bowled with him. I don't. Well, the soccer players that I haven't seen, with respect to John Bowles, who was the epitome of a soccer player during our time at North, the All-State, and I played with him at Temple as well. Charlie DeCilli was at North for a while. A shout out to him. For my class, Franny McGowan's gone. He was the goaltender that replaced me in some of those games in our senior year. Bobby Hunter. I have a good memory of a lot of these guys because I do see them every now and then.
Let me see here. I had something. This weekend, March 27th,
Right.
at Dagwoods, located at, I believe, Torresdale and Linden Avenue. The guys at Dagwoods is going to have North Catholic Day. I believe it starts at 2:00. I'm trying to pull it up here now so I can give the proper information out here. Let's see here. So it's going to be from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Upstairs, they're going to have DJ Franny Mac, who was also a class of 1984, and Joey Hunter, class of 1987, who was going to be the guest bartender. Sig, you going to have an opportunity to make it?
Going to be at the shore.
That's okay.
Going to be at the shore.
I'm going to do one better for you. I'm going to try to live stream on YouTube on Falcons, the Men of North Catholic. I'm going to see if I can live stream. If not, it'll be videoed, and I'm going to get a chance to video people or walk around. And also, I want to show you, Sig, and I'm going to back up here. There's a North Catholic warm-up that I know I mentioned on the page that I'm having a lot of the alumni sign, and if you're local or whatever, we can get you to sign this, and it's going to go up for auction at North Catholic's North Catholic Summer Reunion, if so. So I'm going to step back and show this to everybody. As you can see, there's already some signatures on there.
Gotcha.
We got some great signatures on here by the best of Northeast Catholic. Jimmy Schulteis, who won the championship that year. Richie Wild, baseball guy. None other than Barry Brodzinski. We got Chris Kelly.
St. George's, Barry Brodzinski.
Brother Jim Williams, one of the teachers, one of the oblates.
Right.
And we got more to come. I'm even on there myself. And again, this is all going to benefit the Norphans and a lot of the great things that they've done for the school. All the proceeds raised for this, and whoever's going to be the lucky winner, it'll help somebody get a scholarship or to whatever good deed this is going to go to. It's going to raise some good money.
So where can I get the sign?
Well, are you local, or do you live in Philly still, or?
I don't live in Philly, but I get into Richmond a lot, and I know you're in that way.
Well, I'm actually in the Northeast. I'll text you and
good.
Get together. We'll figure out a signing thing here. But I just want to thank you and your brother for getting in contact me for interviewing you.
I hope it's worthwhile.
Oh, it's every person at North Catholic, every Falcon's worthwhile. And I want to thank you and your brother for the well wishes, with my bout of cancer here. And I'm going to beat it.
We'll keep in our prayers, man. Keep in our prayers.
And just again, I want to thank you for coming on, and God bless, stay safe. And listen, do you have a North Catholic chant? Any kind of thing you want to get going here? You're the first one back since the break.
About Usa Sasa, hit him in the head with a big kielbasa. How's that for a Polish guy?
Says the man from Port Richmond. Ziggy, I want to thank you
Yes.
so much for coming on the show today. And you and I will meet up and we'll
Okay.
get the shirt signed.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jim.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care.